The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Let's go to our man John from Jacksonville. John, you still on the line with us?
I'm here.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
You are wonderful. What did you want to look at? Or
No. I just want to give you a big slobbery virtual kiss.
Oh.
I can't tell you how excited I am about your system. I can't tell you how much it's meant for me. I made $23,000 in about a month's time with your system. I do not have one single position that I've lost money on.
Oh, you're too nice.
I am just stunned. I am a moon lover.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good day, traders! Hi, folks. This is your host, Steve Rhodes, coming to you live from the TFNN television and radio network. Yes, television, folks. Go to the homepage of TFNN, click on Channel 1. You can watch this show live. It's so important to watch this live. Most people, probably 80% of the folks out there, are visual, and you'll be able to watch my charts, be able to take a look at what it is that we're looking at. You can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. We can take specifically a look at your stock. We'll take a look at what it's doing on a weekly, a monthly, a daily, an intraday basis, just so you have an idea of where your stocks are heading. You know, a lot of these charts, a lot of the tools that we use, they really help us to identify where you expect to find support, resistance, so that, you know, when you have pullbacks in the market like today, you know what to expect. And folks, look, I absolutely love doing this. You know, I truly am following my passion in life. I am doing what I love to do, and I love being here with you, and I know the value of your time, and my promise is to make this the most valuable 60 minutes of your day, and I am grateful for the opportunity to serve you. So, folks, give me a call at 877-927-6648. Right now, we've got the Dow is off 140. You've got the S&P off 14. The composite is off 34. And quite frankly, the markets are truly behaving the way that you would expect them to. Now, and the reason that I say that, if we go take a look at each of the ETF indexes that are out there, what we'll see is that they've all pulled up to the 0.786 retracement. 3 of them did it today. 1 of them did it yesterday. And so, you know, later on the show, we'll go take a look at that. We'll take a look at how it's important to understand the sacred geometry, these Fibonacci numbers, and so that you can get a feel for where the markets are going to. And once they came up to that area, what's really important about today is understanding the volume, you know, on this pullback that we're having. If we see some heavy volume that comes in there, then maybe we'll make some additional adjustments to the trades that we're in. Maybe you would make adjustments to the trades that you're in as well. So again, 877-927-6648. Now, before I get into the the market, too much of the market minutia and the detail and everything, you know, when I opened up the show, I told you, no, I absolutely love being here, and I couldn't mean that more. I mean, I really do believe that, you know, if there's one thing that I learned, and maybe it took me a long time to learn this, that you really should follow your passion. You really should do what it is that makes you happy. I mean, that, folks, is how you experience true happiness. You know, if you're not happy in your life, I promise you, it's just simply because you're not happy with who you've become. Go out there and follow your passion. Now, the reason why I want to bring this is because, you know, what's in the news today is the news about, Steve Jobs having to resign. Now, you know, the real sad part of the story is the reason that he's having to do that, obviously, it's health-related issues. You know, and none of us want to die, if you will. But if you understand the dynamics of what's going on inside Steve Jobs' mind, if you can understand the dynamics of what's going on inside your mind or anybody else who truly follows their passion, you can understand why it's so important to visualize. You know, I talk about visualization so much and how important it is, and it's a real important part of your trading. So when I talk about these things, it's not just about, it's really applicable to all of life. It's applicable to your trading. It's applicable to how it is that you live life. It's all about reading signs. You know, I had a caller that called in a couple of days ago as I was going through I think, my NYSE chart. And one of the things that he said was, that's subjective. Well, I believe that everything in life is pretty much subjective. Even if you're using tools that are very objective, supposedly, or have some rigid, you've got to be able to have a little bit of room to play with here. And reading charts is subjective. Reading signs that happen to us all the time is absolutely subjective. And I believe that the universe is constantly throwing things at us. And it's our responsibility to interpret the signs. It's really our responsibility to interpret what are the important signs. Well, take a look at Steve Jobs' life, okay? And in Steve's case, maybe most people don't know that he was a dropout of college. He doesn't have a college degree. Maybe he's got an honorary college degree somewhere, but he was a dropout of college. Now, most people don't know that Steve was adopted. And so, he actually, when he went to school, now both his parents never went to college, and both of his natural mother that gave him up for adoption, actually, when she found out that the parents that were going to adopt him, she had everything set up, the lawyers had everything set up, and then the family that was going to go ahead and adopt him, at the last minute changed their mind because they really wanted a girl. So this is going back, 50 plus years ago. And so there was another family that was in line. The services called them, and they said, yeah, we'll take, they were just happy to have a child. Who wouldn't be happy to have a child? And so, folks, now what his natural mother found out was that this set of parents that adopted him had never, the father dropped out of, didn't make it through high school, the mother didn't make it through college, and the deal was to make sure, but their promise was that they would actually go to college. And I don't know if his parents actually ended up going to college or not, I don't think so, but the promise really was that Steve would go to college, which he did. And his parents weren't wealthy, they weren't rich. That's why education is so important. That's why you turning into TFNN and becoming a part of our audience and learning some of the things that we try to share with you. It's all about being able to, take yourself to another level. Well, in Steve's case, he was going to college, like most of us, perhaps when we're going to college. You don't know what it is that you want to do. You haven't been taught how to read signs, if you will, or what's going on around you. And what he knew that, college was expensive. He was going to a college that was very expensive, and what he saw was he was pretty much dwindling down his parents' life savings. So he dropped out of that. He couldn't see doing that. Now, one of the things when he dropped out of college, most people would say, hey, that's a bad thing. In his life, that turned out to be a great thing. It turned out to be a great thing because when you are in classes, all of us that have gone on to, taken college classes or what have you, know that many of those, you got these, prerequisites in life. Prerequisites. So you're stuck taking classes that really have no relevance to, the passion that you have inside your heart. Well, that certainly was his case as well. When he dropped out, that doesn't mean that he didn't go to school. He found another school that he went to. But one of the things that really interested him were all of these different posters that he saw on college campus. And he saw all this calligraphy that was going on. And that kind of really stuck with him. And actually, not only did it stick with him, he went ahead and took a calligraphy class. So he goes, he drops out of taking whatever, could have been math, science, English, who knows what classes he was taking that he didn't like. And what he went to was he went to a calligraphy class. He wanted to understand, spacing, the perfection of calligraphy, if you will. And, folks, just that one little thing, the sign, reading the sign. Sometimes they're visual signs. In fact, they're always visual signs. In his case, it was posters that were hanging around. Well, in Steve's case, how that ended up manifesting into his life was when he built the Macintosh. Now, I mentioned in Tom's show that, one of my prior lives, if you will, was being in the computer industry. And I met Steve a few times. Steve, and I've got a number of Steve stories, if you will. And, of course, I'm Steve. Why wouldn't I have a number of Steve stories? But I'm talking Steve Jobs stories in this case here. Now, how he actually, because he was drawn to that, because he had a passion for that, because he was following his passion, actually ended up impacting your life and my life, anybody who uses a computer's life. I'm absolutely certain of it. Why? Because when he created the Macintosh, and again, most of the Apple products were used by graphic artists, and what he really focused on was fonts, believe it or not. And he focused, and because of the Macintosh, that's where he created all these beautiful typography type fonts. That's why we have all these fonts out there. Well, what did Bill Gates do? Bill Gates, when he created Windows, basically replicated the operating system that Macintosh users were using. So if Steve Jobs hadn't dropped out of college, if Steve Jobs hadn't been walking around paying attention to the signs, visual signs that he could see that had some type of meaning, if he didn't follow his passion, go ahead and sign up for a class, we probably wouldn't be seeing fonts the way that we do. Maybe we would, but I believe that we wouldn't. And that was just one of his factors. That's just one part of his story, about following his passion. The other part was, I talk about how we manifest things into our lives, and I talked a little bit about this during the segment that Tom and I did. And and in case you didn't listen in, what most people don't know, most people think that Steve got fired from Apple. Well, yeah, he got fired technically. But how that really happened was that Steve understood that he wanted to get Apple more of just a brand that was inside the educational institution. Inside the educational institutions, Apple had IBM won hands down. Hands down. And what he also saw, what was going on in the computer marketplace, was prices continued to decline. In fact, the more that my business grew in the computer industry, the more that we went from being a retail to being nothing but financial artists. We went from selling products at 40-point margins, and when you sell something at a 40-point margin or 50 or 60-point, you can afford to make some mistakes. But our margins in a 5-year time frame went from 40 to an average of maybe about 9%. When you start working on a 9% margin, you can't afford to make mistakes. And also, like Steve, like anybody who has a big vision, and Steve's got a huge vision, we all know that, and you probably have a huge vision, what he was scared about, one of the things that he was fearful of was how was he going to survive? How was Apple going to survive, get larger, get a different market share? And so what he did was he focused and he saw computer products being a commodity. I mean, they're absolutely a commodity. What office do you walk into and you see computers just as much as in fact, you see more computers than you do a pen or a pencil because everything is digital, because we're typing everything. And so what he did was he went after the CEO of Pepsi, a guy named John Scully. And the first time, and it took Steve 3 years to be able to hire John Scully away from Pepsi. Now, when you bring on a CEO, folks, there is no such thing as a co-CEO. You can be partners, if you will, in life, but somebody's got to make the decision, or someone's got to make the decision with regard to certain areas. And in Steve's case, he really kind of brought that onto himself. But that, which was probably his worst day, and by the way, I met with John Scully probably about 6 months after Steve left. And I got, John had a book out or what have you. I got a nice little autograph book from him. But the story that caught my attention the most was Scully loved Steve Jobs and that enthusiasm and everything that he had. But it was really the board's decision to go ahead and make the maneuver. That's why, a CEO's first responsibility, quite frankly, is to their board. And in this case here, what they needed was they needed John Scully to run the company. And so, Steve was on his way out. And in John Scully's case, he told me that he was in his office. It was the worst day of his life ever, was crying. His hand was in, his secretary was an administrative assistant. What should we do? It was a very difficult day for him. But that was the best move that could have happened to you, could have happened to me, because it allowed Steve to continue to pursue his passions. That's why you probably have an iPhone, an iPad, maybe a Mac in your life, maybe, some type of Apple device. And so be grateful sometimes for some of the negative things that might happen to you, because they can push you forward, folks. 877-927-6648. Give me a call, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
You've heard Bud Rolfs give his expert technical analysis of the stock market on the radio. Now you can have his superior trading advice and his best stock picks delivered right to your desktop every week with his newsletter, The Torch. Using his own trademarked Warpath trading system, Bud will help you to increase your odds of making and saving money in the markets with powerful stock selection, stock analysis, and trading plan strategies. Published every Monday morning, each issue of The Torch features full-color charts in an easy-to-follow format. You will also receive not only the big picture of what's going on in the major markets and critical sectors, but also featured stock picks with complete trading plans and technical setups, as well as the Subscribers Corner, where Bud analyzes stocks submitted by subscribers. Visit TFNN.com today and receive your 2-week free trial of The Torch. That's a $75 value. Sign up now and make sure you receive all the great market analysis and winning trade ideas in every action-packed issue of The Torch from Bud Rolfs.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. And, folks, just real quickly, before we go to a couple of our callers that are on the line, and thanks so much for calling, 877-927-6648. Just want to finish up, my Steve Jobs, only just a couple of them, a couple of the stories. And that is, look, folks, we're talking about, look, the universe is going to throw stuff at you that you don't like. I promise it. In fact, it's nothing more than a test. I take a look at the universe. For me, I'm a man, so I take a look at the universe as being this great feminine energy out there. And the universe is going to throw stuff at you. And it's going to throw stuff at you that you don't want. And what your role is, what your responsibility is to step up, and when it throws negative stuff at you, is to become an anteater, because the ant stands for automatic negative thoughts. And in Steve's case, that's exactly how he lives his life. That's exactly what he did. And thank God that he's that type of person. And I want you to be that type of person. You don't have to be a special person. You just have to understand what's going on inside your mind, because when Steve, was fired from Apple, it was one of the best things that, quite frankly, that had happened to us. And it was the best thing, quite frankly, that happened to Steve, because it allowed him to continue to follow his passion. Because what he did after he got over his remorse, and his remorse didn't last a real long time, folks, what he did was he went out and he started 2 other companies. You know what companies he started? He started Pixar was one of them, and then there's a little less known company that he started called Next, and with a small little EXT. Now in Pixar, we all know what happened there. His genius, his vision, if you will, created the first animated movie out there called Toy Story. Now who didn't watch Toy Story and love Toy Story? I don't know, what are we up to, Toy Story 6 or what have you? And Toy Story then created the relationship that he has with Disney. Now, in the case of Next, here's the cool thing about Next. Guess who bought Next? Apple. Apple bought Next, which created, which restarted the relationship, that he had. He followed his passion, just like Steve Wozniak followed his passion when he left Apple. Steve Wozniak, he was, just like I am, he loved Hawaii and moved to Hawaii and loved spending time in Hawaii. And so, you want to follow your passion. Now, the last element, and then we'll go to our callers, is this. Look, he's battling something extremely serious, like life ending. Well, look, folks, the reality is that how he lives his life, the same way I live my life, the same way you should live your life, and that is this, is that each day, what you've got to recognize is this could be your last day. And so if you wake up in the morning, or when you wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, if you understand that that's a possibility because we don't have any real control, certainly we can manifest things into our life. So I don't want you to be manifesting death into your life. That's not, but if you live each day as if today was going to be your last, what decisions would you do differently today? What action would you take to start pursuing your passion? If you think I'm passionate about this story, I'm passionate about everything that I do. If you don't have a newsletter, or you do have a newsletter and you're not getting anything out of it, the passion that I have goes through my newsletter. It's absolutely, and you can try it for 30 days, folks. So, all you do is you're putting down a credit card for 30 days. It's not a real difficult thing. And I don't care if it's my newsletter or signing up for one of Basil's classes or one of Tom's classes or whatever it is, but take some action. If you're listening to the show and you're trying to learn about systems, you're trying to make money, you're trying to maybe teach your children something, then go take some massive action. Every day you should be taking some type of massive action to pursue your vision. So, in any event, I'm going to get off my soapbox only for a little while, but I'll get off my soapbox and we'll go to our first caller, Rick from Rhode Island. Rick, thanks so much for holding on and listening and calling in.
Hey, that was quite interesting about Steve Jobs, I must admit.
Ah, good.
Hey, I kind of anticipated a slight pullback today, but what are you seeing as far as how deep you think this pullback could be with Bernanke tomorrow and GDP and all the jobs numbers? And do you see any levels that you're looking at, Steve?
Well, in the SPY, and right now, folks, what I've got up on my screen on TigerTV is the SPY on a 10-minute chart. And so just taking a look at it intraday is what I'm looking at is we came into a high volume bar out there from the close at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on August 23rd. And that bar we had 17 million shares. And so, what's happened is the market has pulled back into that area on the SPY. And it pulled back in, the first time was at 1040. Well, this is not a good thing to see this on my screen, okay. It pulled back at 1040, and it pulled back with 7.8 million. So that was 7.8 going into 17 million. That doesn't make a lot of sense. What's it do next? It pulls back and it moves out with 8 million shares. So I see that as a first resistance area. I expected to see a pullback today, and I expected to see a pullback for a couple of different reasons. One, today you've got the 618 planets lining up with each other. You've got Venus, which is Venus in the Pluto aspect, which is a 0.618. It takes 225 days for these to line up with each other. 225 divided by 365 is 0.618. But stay on the phone, Rick. We'll take a quick look at the SPYs and where I think it's going. And folks, 877-927-6648. You can get in on the action as well.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
And it's my very great pleasure to announce our winner in the Great Panther Silver Coin Giveaway, Patricia Keith of Framingham, Massachusetts. Patricia, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you the kind of person that's lucky that wins a lot of things in life or not?
Yeah, I do.
You do? What do you think you attribute this luck to? Is it good living or what?
Positive thinking, yeah.
That is the key. Did you ever think you would win the Great Panther Silver Coin?
No, I didn't, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And how long have you listened to TFNN?
Oh my gosh, 5 years.
Through Labor Day, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only. One lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for more information. Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, the host of the Trader's Edge. Thanks so much for joining me. And today, folks, I get to announce the winner of our Great Panther Silver Giveaway. And, folks, if you have not gotten in on that action, summer's not over for us. And just go over to the front page of TFNN, sign up for it. It's no obligation whatsoever. So our winner today is Victoria Seastone. So congratulations, Victoria. Victoria lives in Firestone, Colorado. We tried to reach her on the phone, and maybe we'll get a chance. We got a couple more segments. Maybe she's listening in. If you are, Victoria, give us a call. I'd love to hear from you. And if not, congratulations on winning the silver giveaway. 1 ounce, beautiful coin, folks. Absolutely beautiful. In any event, we're on the line with Rick from Rhode Island, and here's my take on, when I take a look at the SPY, what it did was, number one, we made a .786 retracement. You get back up there, that was 119.32 was the projection on that. Where it actually got to was 119.40. It closed a gap. You would expect it to pull down. Right now, we're coming back on light volume. That's a good thing. If we go take a look at the other 3 indexes out there, let's take a look at the IWM. The IWM does the exact same thing. The .786 on the IWM was 70.28. Where the IWM gets to, 70.29. So it gets up to that floor. You would expect people to be taking profits. It's a logical area to take profits. You would expect to see it pull back. if we go take a look at the Qs did this yesterday. So the Qs kind of led the charge up here, even though it had been acting weaker. It had an open gap. The bottom of that gap was at 53.02. The 0.786 was 53.42. That was the projection. Where do the Qs get to yesterday? 53.42. You got to love how these Fibonacci, the sacred geometry works, folks. I mean, I don't make this stuff up. Although I probably could tell a few good stories, but I won't. This is how it works. And if we take a look, and finally we go look at the diamonds here. The diamonds, the 0.786 retracement on this last move down was 113.81. The diamonds make it up to 113.78. What do the diamonds do? They go ahead and they close that gap as well. So you've got to watch the volume. Today, what we've also got is we've got a Venus Pluto aspect. It's a larger aspect. It is the 0.618 aspect. I think the market will move up into Monday or Tuesday of next week. And as long as we pull back here on light volume, I quite frankly will be looking maybe for an opportunity to buy back into the market. Does that help?
Oh, Steve, on the SPY though, you think we may get down to that 115 level?
Yeah, if we'll pull back?
Yes.
You know what? On the SPY, here's the thing. You know I'd love it to pull back a little further than it has. The 115. You know, it already really did that this morning by getting down to the 116.25. I know that's not 115. You know, if you take a look on that 10-minute basis, the low of 115.92. As long as you come into that with some light volume, if you're taking a look at a 10-minute chart, you know, that would be a nice area. 115.08 would be a beautiful trade because it would be the 0.618 retracement of this last move up on a 10-minute chart. So I would take a look at that, Rick, at the present time. And thanks so much for calling. Always great to hear from you.
Thank you.
You bet. Now let's go to another Rick. Let's go to our Rick in British Columbia. Rick, thanks for calling.
Hey, thanks for your energy and integrity, and it rubs off to us.
Ah, that's great. Hey, look, I love it. Now, you know, I hope you listened to the show that Tom and I did earlier, because I played a song just for you before we went into the introduction. We went ahead and I asked Steve-O in the production room to cue up Bare Naked Ladies, great band from Canada. And so if you weren't listening, that's too bad. Maybe we'll cue it up one more time for you tomorrow.
Hey, I want to look at CAT.
Yeah, okay.
But what I'd like you to do first is put the SPYs on a weekly, and I just want to show you something.
Absolutely. And
not a weekly, a yearly.
Okay, no problem. And we'll do that when we get back, folks. Again, 877-927-6648. You too can call and we'd love to hear from you. We'll be right back, folks.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real Money Masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you know, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Thanks for listening in. And, folks, stay tuned because we got a great lineup today. I am in our on-deck circle. We got Mr. Larry Pesavento. And following Larry is David today from 3 to 4. And then hitting cleanup for us is going to be Tom. So from 4 to 6. And we're talking with Rick from British Columbia. And, Rick, what I did was I pulled up the SPY on a monthly basis. So go ahead. You're the co-host. Lead the way.
Well, what I noticed, I put it on a yearly, okay, because I don't normally look that far.
Yeah.
But what happened is when we were up at 1300s, I looked and I seen last year, keep in mind we had that QE2 big pump and everything, you know.
Right.
And I phoned Basil about it, I think it was, and I mentioned, I said last year we had like, what, 52 billion, and the year before was 62 billion.
Okay.
Okay. So now, yeah, we've come down. You say, okay, well, what are you talking about? But at the time, we were trading around the 1300 level when I phoned them, right?
Right.
So what I'd like to do is for you to put CAT on a yearly as well, and I just want to kind of parallel the thought and look how last year we went above the 62.
Okay.
On fumes.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that in a moment. One thing I want to do for all those folks that are following around on Tiger TV that I've got here, and I've got the SPY chart. I didn't pull up the SPX, but I had the SPY chart. And you mentioned Basil. So one thing I want to show you is that this in Basil's work, which is really a four-wave pattern on the way up, A, B, C, D. That what the SPY did was it completed that pattern on May 31st. Now you don't have a confirmation of that until the following month. And so we confirmed that it made that. What I also have done is I've drawn a line going across from the August 31st 07 bar. The low on that was 150.59. It's my contention that we went into a bear market as soon as we broke that low. There was a series of aspects that took place on August 17th or in that time frame that hadn't been broken for 100 years. And when we broke those lows, that signaled that we moved into a bear market. Well, what the SPYs have done here is they raised themselves all the way back up to that resistance level, if you will. The bottom of that, again, just simply on the SPY chart, is 137 and even 137. And where we got up to when we finished Basil's work, and also a .786 retracement, we got up to 137.18 before it gave it up. Folks, that was coming all the way from 67.10. So kind of wonderful how the sacred geometry works and other swing points work. And so, okay, I've got CAT up. Now I have CAT up. I'll put that on a monthly as well. And go ahead, lead the way. What do you want me to look at here?
Well, I put it on a yearly there, and last year we broke the previous year on fumes relative to the year before. And I just wanted to parallel the fact that the SPYs don't look like CAT does, but when we were up at the 1300 level, the SPYs pulled back to where they were a false break by about 18%. Now, CAT looks even worse on a yearly. Now, I haven't looked on a monthly.
Yeah. Well, so on a monthly, the interesting thing here is that, it made more than a 1.272 expansion going back from June of 08 all the way to the lows that it made in March of 09. The high there was 85.96 all the way to 21.71. It's trading 83.96 right now. And what you're seeing with CAT on the monthly chart is you're seeing in the month's not over. We're coming down on volume.
Big time.
We're coming down on volume big time. Now, look, you would expect that to happen. If the dollar's going to, CAT did so well because it really benefited from the weak dollar, as did most multinational companies. So, we're in that stage with regard to what's going to happen with the dollar. If we're not going to be pumping more money into the economy, which you would expect that's what's going to come out of QE2, or, out of wherever they're meeting, where are they meeting up out on the West Coast?
Somewhere not quite in the West Coast. But that's tomorrow. Bernanke, you mean?
Bernanke, yeah. This is, and if there's no more weak dollar, it just means it's going to be a little bit more difficult for CAT from a growth standpoint. But Rick, we've got some other callers on the line. Thanks so much. Always great to hear from you. Let's go to Hardy in Tennessee. Hardy, thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure. What you wanted to look at? You wanted to look at shorting gold, or are you already in on that trade? Or
I was fortunate enough to get in the DZZ below 4 before the gold started falling. So I just wanted to know what you thought the upside might be.
Well, if I was just looking at the DZZ chart, which we are right now, one of the first places where you expect it to get some type of resistance here is when you make a move of the move. That's something that Tom teaches in Timing the Art of the Trade. Great book. Everybody should own a copy of that. And if you go back to the August 12th time frame, you can see the high there, the swing point that we're looking at, as 506. And what the DZD did yesterday or today is it got up to, I'm looking at a daily chart, what the DZZ did got up to 519 versus 506, and then it has pulled back. So it's done a move of the move. What you're going to want to watch on this is you're going to want to watch the volume. You're going to certainly want to watch the gold contract. But let's assume that it pulls back, which it is right now. If you're going to take a look at, let me just try to pull this thing back here. Well, let me just go to the next swing point. Now, this thing had an island reversal candle. That's interesting, on July the 1st, as many things did. So if I just pull this back, I'm going to go from that candle. The high there was $7 and pulled all the way back. And you can see also, we came up to this 0.382 area, which was 508. You expect people to get off the elevator, and you expect people to start taking profits. So where I think this logically will go to would be 584. But keep your stop in place. You've got what, a 20+% profit if you got in the $4 area. So, you might want to just think about moving your stop up just a little bit and protect yourself. And if you were going to do that, maybe, let's see here, a natural spot to probably put your stop would be right below the low of the candle from August 24th, yesterday. So somewhere below 429 would be a good place to go ahead and protect yourself and put a stop. But I think you're in a good trade. And anything else I can help you with?
No, that answers my question.
Okay.
Appreciate your show and your time.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. That was Hardy from Tennessee. Let's go to Beverly in New Jersey. Beverly, thanks for calling.
Hey, Steve, I'd just like to comment on your editorial for today.
Sure.
And what it is so true. 19 years ago,
yes,
I saw a vacuum in the market, and I opened up a small business. And I started out with about 2,000 square feet. I now own my own building at 8,000 square feet. But the comment is, I started this business, and the first month, I must have had 10 people come in and say, I had this idea 20 years ago.
Stay on the line. We want to hear about your business and help you sell a few vacuum cleaners, okay? We're going to come back. We're going to come back to Beverly, New Jersey. Folks, give me a call, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today. Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading in the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, as well as more than 35 different mining equities. For the low price of $150, you will receive 13 weeks of the Gold Report, or you can order up to a full year for under $500. If you'd like to find out more about the Gold Report, log on to tfnn.com, or for more information, call our office at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It is, folks. Welcome back. We're going into our last segment, and stay tuned. We've got the great Larry Pesavento that is in the on-deck circle getting ready to come up. And folks, look, your past does not equal your future, okay, unless you want it to. And your history's been written. But your future, folks, it's up to you. So, live your life, because time is limited, and stop wasting, your time, and don't be living someone else's dream. Live your own dream, just like Beverly from New Jersey, who's on the line with us. She's telling us her story about how she started her vacuum cleaner business. So tell me what you've got. Tell me what you've got.
A vacuum in the marketplace.
A vacuum.
And the vacuum I saw was that there were antique shops.
Okay.
And there were new furniture stores.
Yeah.
But there was nothing in the middle for good used furniture.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
And I opened up a consignment shop, and again, these women came in and said, I had this idea 20 years ago, and I just looked at them and I said, well, why didn't you act on it? And I can remember in '92, I read a book on Ross Perot. He was running for president at that time.
Okay.
And he has a sign on his desk that said, Carpe Diem.
Yep.
Seize the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Guess what? I've got that on my desk, too. I do. If we could take the camera right now and go over to my desk, I could blow it up and you could see it right there, sitting right by my monitor that I've got right on my desk. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So for people out there, you can. I tell little kids come in and their mothers bring them in, and talk to me, and I say your job is to find out what's easy for you. And if it's easy for you, then you have talent in that.
Absolutely.
And try many things, but like you say, your path is not written. I'm not doing anything that has anything to do with my college degree. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and few of us actually do. And in Steve's case, in your case, my case, and really all of our listeners, look, I know we're all connected here by a similar energy, so I know that we are all visionaries. Now, some folks just simply don't take the massive action, that you've taken, that I've taken throughout my life. But absolutely, and look, you're going to fall. There's going to be some, you're going to knock your head up against the wall every now and then. But that's a good thing. That's living. You don't want to leave anything on the table. We are all going to leave this earth at some point in time. And so, thanks so much for calling. Now, give us a plug on your business. How do people find out, because we got a lot of listeners in New Jersey. So
yeah, well, it's decoratorsconsignment.com without an apostrophe, and we're located in Hopewell, New Jersey.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Look, thank you so much for listening and calling in. I appreciate it and love talking to you. And you have yourself a great day.
Thank you.
You bet. Now, folks, if we take just a quick go back to the market here real quickly, and what I've got is I do have the cues up on the screen. Now, on the cues, during I think it might have been during the Money Master show that Tom and I were doing, what I was showing was a support resistance line at the 4 o'clock hour that we were looking at. And actually, I just have the 5-minute chart up on my screen right now, and we had 3.5 million shares there. The low on that was 52.09. The high was 52.28. Now, we came down on that. We tested it on a lot of light volume bars. We actually got below it on light volume. And somebody came in, must be Tom, because it was right as we were getting off the show, so it was right at 11 o'clock. And so he must be out there buying the cues because there was 3.8 million shares that somebody came in with. And so now the bottom of that, folks, is 51.89. The high was 51.96, so not much of a price spread. So somebody has taken a pretty good position. Watch that as the next support level. Right now you've got the Dow down 107, the S&P up 10, and the composite up 20 or down 24. I'm sure they're all down. Maybe I said up. And folks, look. What I know is that you've got an amazing power within yourself. That power, folks, will bring about miraculous outcomes. And this power is so strong that you can produce a life of abundance. You can cure incurable diseases. You can build billion-dollar businesses. But most importantly, folks, you can create loving money masters. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. Tune in to the Money Master Show tomorrow. Stay tuned for Larry. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market?